Hey, we got the pom-poms going. Welcome back
Yeah,
to the Tiger
homecoming.
Sports
Got to
Show.
celebrate homecoming the right way. These are
You're home.
1993 pom-poms.
1993 pom-poms. This is your home of Tiger Sports and 1993 pom-poms. Every Wednesday coming at you, making a run through everything that's going on with Tiger Sports that my brother and I know about. And here he is, my brother and co-host and pom-pom man, Tren Mays. How's your week, Trenner?
Oh, that's good. Had the day off yesterday. Long story. We won't get into it.
Had a little
Had a nice,
procedure done, but everything's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Everything was clean. I had somebody at school described that was probably the best sleep I've ever had for that 40 minutes. And yes, it was.
All
I didn't
right.
even know where I was. So we're good to go.
Well, Trent is tan and rested, and we're ready to talk Tiger Sports. Should we start with the football team, Trent, who went down to Lincoln and came awful close to beating Pius X? 9-7 loss for the football team. What do you know about that football game?
Well, we were up 7-0 at half. You just felt like the Tigers were in control. The defense just had a night. They had a lot of big fourth down stops on a very talented Pius squad. I'm assuming they were close to being top 10, and they'd won a couple games. And just listening to the Pius announcers, they were a little shocked in how the Tiger D played. And the Tiger O kept rotating the sophomore quarterbacks. They kept just rotated them most of the first half, and getting up 7-0 is huge. Then disaster strikes. We got stopped deep in our own end, or probably about the 30-40. Had a bad snap on a punt, goes all the way to the end zone for safety, but then we're still up 7-2.
And yeah, again, hey, let's go back to that 7, Trenner, because that's big. We got off the schneid. We got some points on the board. Took a lead. Was it Burton to Espino?
Yeah, it was about the 10-yard line. Dayton made my favorite pitcher in baseball with his hat falling off all the time. He made a great catch at about near the goal line, shook a defender, went right through him and scored. So that was huge, getting the first points of the year. And the Tigers sideline was just a buzz. I think Pius was a little shocked. But then we get into halftime and you're still feeling good. Their band is marching and they don't have any points, and they have a lot of doubt, and we're feeling really good. And then obviously we had a bad snap on the punt.
Special teams.
It went right over the punter's head, which is Dayton Espino. But then the Tigers are still up 7-2, and you're thinking we're good. I think we threw an INT that they turned into points for their only touchdown.
They scored pretty late. It was pretty late when they got.
So that was 9-7, and then the Tigers made a stop when they had to. They forced yet another fourth down stop deep in our own end, and then we hit 2 big pass plays. I thought it was Cooper had a run. I should have kept track of that better. And then we hit a big pass play over the middle. We finally got something deep, and we were down probably. It was a 37-yard field goal that we tried on 4th and 2, 4th and 1. I thought they were going to go for it because we were down. Let's see, that would be the 10-7.
Down at the 20? Were we that deep?
It was either 27 or 30, so we might have been to the 10 or so. So it might have been 20 or the 30, and there was still a minute left, and I thought we're going to score. I thought they were going to go for it and try to set up an easier field goal. And the funniest part is the Pius Kid announcers, one thought it was good. So he's like, oh, they made it with time running out. Then the other guy says, no, we missed it. We win. And they were celebrating. But you don't believe in moral victories. But I think the Tiger defense found an identity. They have Naz playing safety. Which he played a great game. They tried to throw deep on us all the time, and Naz was right there. The Heinrichs kid, Landon, made some plays at corner. That gives them a really tall corner. And then Cooper Cole playing linebacker. So then they were flying around the ball and Carlos Espino. So,
well, certainly a step in the right direction. Seward coming to town next week or this week, Friday. Homecoming. Seward's coming to town. Are they 2-1? I think they're a 2-1 team.
Yeah.
But a team that definitely is not out of the Tigers League, and hopefully they build on last week, and we see a Tiger win Friday night. That'd be great for homecoming, wouldn't it, Trent?
Yeah. Well, I'm not allowed to say what the Coach Olson line anymore. So, but everybody's happier come Monday when you get a football win. And
yep.
There was a buzz. People were talking about the game last Friday. I know our new principal, Coach Linden, was excited on Monday when I talked to him. So,
all right.
Well, he's a fan of the show. I'd like to add too, Coach Linden. So,
and you pointed out he's a Lexington grad. So next week for Lex Week, we might have to have him on as a
Lex is next week.
Yeah,
I gotta start paying attention more.
At Lex next week.
Yeah.
All right.
On their turf.
I feel bad I don't have a lot of underclass scores. I know the JV had to play out at the middle school because of track resurfacing. They played Ground Northwest, and I wish I had a result for you, but that middle school, that's way out west. I'm not sure news has even reached us yet, Trent. And then the ninth graders went over to Aurora. The ninth graders are battling some injuries and illness, and they got beat at Aurora. I think they got a ball game tomorrow with Lexington at home. Now, I don't know if they're going to be able to play here on the field, if the track will be done, because those track boys are still out there working. Maybe they're at the middle school too. I'm not sure. People should check on that before they head to the game. Anything else about football before we head to Friday night?
No, I sort of messed that up a little bit. I got to do a better job with the underclass, but like I said, I was a little busy yesterday. So
exactly. Hey, it's the debut of the band Friday night too. For homecoming, the show's debuting, so we got a lot going on. We got a football game the Tigers can win. We've got a band
royal. We're gonna have royalty
activities. All the royalty activities.
Yeah.
We used to call it just football queen night, Trent. The football queen.
Yeah, the band was working. They had a performance on Monday night, so they had a practice. They had some vendors, some food vendors out there. I saw.
Yeah, they usually have their big. I don't know. I'd call it a dress rehearsal, but of course, I'm not hep on the band lingo. All right,
I may have to find out what that is because I've got some insights into the band, some connections now. So
you've got connections everywhere. All right,
I get downstairs now. So
it was a slow week for volleyball. I'm sure the girls re-energized a little bit, had 9 days off. It doesn't happen in the middle of a season very often, but they're back at it tomorrow night, traveling to Holdridge. A game that the Tigers beat Holdridge in a best 2 out of 3 at the Lex Invite. So this will be a best out of 5. Got to go take care of business and make sure that we stay on top of the Dusters. Then Saturday we head to the Central City Invite, probably in their new dome. Trent, have you seen the new Central City Dome?
No, I've seen pictures of it though.
Big concrete dome. I'll be talking to the girls, see if we can get a report on that baby. Kind of a new revolutionary gym. And then Tuesday they'll be at home for East and West. We got East and West coming in. We got Gothenburg coming in from the west. We got Crete coming in from the east for a triangular. So volleyball, they get busy again. They've had a little time off. Now it's time to get busy. All right, Trent, you've been keeping track of the softball team?
Well, softball, their season's coming down. They're going down the final stretch quickly. Yeah. They have the big Tiger Invite this weekend. Hopefully we can talk about that in a minute. They played at Kearney Catholic last Tuesday at the Patriot Field. That's a big field the way they talk. We seem to hit a lot of triples there.
It's a beautiful complex.
Yeah, it is.
I know people be shocked to find out Kearney has a lot of money to spend on a sports complex, but they really did it up nice. It's a nice place.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get to a game there. They beat Kearney Catholic 12-0. Alyssa Bruckner with the no-hitter, which you always like no-hitters. This one I did not spoil because I didn't even know about it. So unlike the one a couple weeks ago when I didn't mention it, but I started thinking about it, and then boom, there went the home run, and there was no more no-hitters. So
I'm betting you mentioned it.
No, what? Not this one. I didn't even know she had a no hitter. I was a little busy.
The girls really took care of business over in Kearney. They were home by 8:30.
Yeah,
so games got home.
Sammy Schmidt. Sammy Schmidt, 2 for 3 with 3 ribbies. She keeps doing what Slam and Sammy does, or Sammy Schmidt type things. But they're starting to hit the ball. We got different girls coming in, so it's 12-0. Emma Langren hit a triple, and they just played pretty sound. That game didn't go the distance, so they took care of them. They played in the St. Cecilia Invite up at Smith Softball. Saturday, very cold and rainy. Mm-hmm. I sat outside for that one for a while. It dodged a few raindrops, and who knew it rained in Hastings? So I didn't know that. I only counted drops a couple times prior to that. So
they went 2-1 Saturday.
Yeah, they beat McCook in the first game. They beat them 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
Carly Molbach had a double. The big blow. Got another homer in my homer request series. Mackenzie Nolette, grand slam.
The kid, huh? Sophomore.
And they said that was a shot. Wow. So I missed that because that was in the first inning. They scored 7 in the first inning on McCook. Got on top of them quick. Nolette with the am I wrong? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nolette was batting last, and she had the grand slam. So then they got into a muddy game with Lincoln with GICC. They fell on a time limit to them. It was just a tough game. They started the other pitcher, which is Wetzel.
Maddie Wenzel. Hey, Central Catholic. That's a district team, Tren.
It is. And we've made a few errors. We didn't play like we had been. They had to bring Alyssa in at the end, and that's her former team. You just wonder that had to be tough on Alyssa to face them.
Catholic is a co-op with Donovan Trumbull and
Wood River. The Eagle.
Yeah.
So in that one, Carly Molbach again. She had 2 hits and 3 ribbies. Sammy was walked 4 times in that game.
That's smart softball.
They didn't want anything to do with Sammy. They even walked her with the bases loaded. Tigers had bases loaded at the end. I think they walked Sammy to load them. We just couldn't get the hit. So if we get that hit at the end, there's a chance we win. It was 9-7. If we cleared those bases, we win that game. Then they came back and they played Seward.
McCook, wasn't it? Didn't they
Seward.
Seward?
They played McCook first.
Oh, okay.
They played the Seward game was after that. I didn't stay for that. I followed it on the Game Changer. They just came out and took care of business. They got up 7-2. Home runs by Sammy, and then Carly Molbach, and then Macy Wolvler. So they keep doing that. Sammy had 4 ribbies in that game. So they just took care of business. Seward is higher in the points than they are. And then yesterday they had to make that long trip to McCook.
Yeah, but a good win. 15-3 win for the Tigers.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. It was just a tough pitching night. Both pitchers went over 100 pitches. The McCook gal threw like 152. The Tigers worked her for over 35 pitches in the first inning. It was 3-3 after 2, and then the Tigers put together some runs at the end. The name we keep talking about, you remember who the name is? Carly Molbach. She did it again with the homer. Mackenzie Nolette had a triple. Molbach had 3 ribbies. And then they drew some walks. They drew 5 walks. And I think Coach Speak wants them to hit their pitches, but don't chase pitches out of the zone and make the pitchers work. So
be a little more discerning, huh? A little more discerning at the plate.
Yeah, and they're 9th in wild card points right now. They have the big invite this weekend. Does Tate have the pairings
Well, hang on, because I want to talk about McCook for just a minute. But on the wild card points, top 8 get to host. We want to be in the top 8.
Yeah, we do.
District final series.
Yeah, we did the series. Best of 3. We want to be in the top 8. We were last week. They have 2 weeks left. About a little over 2 weeks left. So they're in that final stretch. So They need to keep making that big push. They'll run into good teams at a creek tournament at the end, and they just got to keep pushing forward. And they open with Scott. So Scott is unscott-like. They're 4-10 on the year. And it will be interesting because we'll get to see Scott again. And what?
Happens to the best of us. Sometimes you have a year.
So that'll be an interesting tournament. Usually it's Hastings and Scott at the end. I can't see who the 3 is on our side.
Bennington. So
Bennington. I mean, so there are new teams in this.
Yeah, you get the win. If you can get the win over Scott, that's a big if always. I don't care what the record is. Then maybe you get Bennington and maybe a Waverly or a Pius and get some good playoff points. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to go 3-0 in that tournament, but it would really do some good. Last thing about softball before we move on, out at McCook, the JV got beat after 12 straight wins. So the JV are 12-2. They lost the first game of the year, 1-12, lost a game. So now we just need another 12-game streak. They've got a chance to be one of the best JVs we've ever had, which is saying something because we've had some good softball teams.
I watched them play against Aurora a little bit, and Brooke Oshner, a youngster, freshman, she's in my PE class. Shout out to Miss Susie's PE class, and we're hoping she gets well and can join us soon. And Brooke looked pretty good, so we got some young pitchers, and there's just a lot of youngsters playing. And I know Coach Speak would say that we could use more bodies. So
exactly,
in softball, and they're a big family. Contact Coach Speak.
Well, that JV is doing well. We want to keep that up, and they swept a doubleheader over Grand Island, which we want to say because we got some not as good Grand Island news later, and I don't like losing to the Islanders. So let's make sure we point out that JV softball swept Grand Island right out of that doubleheader.
Well, that's good.
All right, on to tennis results. Really, probably the best day of the year for the tennis team was last Friday, I believe. Last Friday, they went out to North Platte. They finished second in the North Platte Invite. Everybody got some wins. Ben Hafer played number 1 singles, went 2-2 for third place. Parker Ablett went 3-1, only lost to the North Platte kids, and he finished second. Jackson Graves and EZZ Ethan Zimmerman went 3-1 for second place, and Alex Hafer and Mason Kuzak went 3-1 second place. So that was big. The boys then had a home duel, I believe, with Lincoln High. The varsity things didn't go as well. Lost 8-1. It was kind of a big JV day. Had some JV guys get, I think, their first wins of the year. So I wanted to shout out to them. Mason Kuzak, who obviously plays varsity sometimes, picked up a JV singles win. Connor George picked one up. And Moses Rhodes, who I know is a big star in my wife's American history class. Moses picked up a JV win. So that's always good to hear when the young guys are having some success on tennis. Tennis hosts Holdridge on Thursday, and then home triangular next Tuesday. And I believe they have a JV invite in between so that they're hosting. So a lot of tennis going on. People, if you drive by the court, stop and watch them.
Can I get my German update for my favorite German foreign exchange student tennis player?
I didn't get any results on him, so I'm not sure what they're doing with him.
Okay.
All right. I don't know. He may have slid down the ladder a bit, but we'll see. We'll see how things are going. It was a big week for golf. Golf hosted their 2 hosting events of the year. On Monday, they hosted a duel with Grand Island. We lost. I don't like that, but it happens. So Grand Island got the best of us on Monday. And then we hosted our big invite. The girls finished 6th as a team. And Anna Brandt, again, leading the way. I know when we talk golf, we talk about Anna a lot, but she finished 7th individually. She's been our number 1 gun all year, and you kind of expect she's just going to keep that going.
Yep.
I talked to Kendall Consbrick in the hall. Kendall tells me she's hitting it straight. So I don't know. Maybe she needs to hit it further. I'll talk to her in the hall a little bit. Then we have cross-country results. Great job by the cross-country team over in Aurora, which I'll tell you, I've been over to that Aurora meet. It's no pushover. But the boys went over and won that thing. Austin Carrera, number 1 overall. And I believe, there we go. We got Austin. Our correspondent, Tony Chapman, over in Grand Island, got some great video of Austin for us. Diego Chojolan was 5th. Evan Struess was 6th. Juan Saran was 7th. I love it when they run in a pack trend. Ray Riley was 11th. Logan Brooks 19th. So that's 6 people in the top 20. And that boys team, we're deep. We're deep there. So that's exciting. The girls finished 3rd. Kellen Henry Perlich was 7th. Lily Wildhelm 11th. And Abby Fielder 13th. So great day for the girls. Over at Aurora, they give out a boy-girl combo trophy.
We won that.
Brought that home. Yeah, Hastings brought it home.
I saw Coach had it on her social media account on the cross-country page. So
all right, I hope she kept it on her desk all week. That's what I would do.
Yeah, she should. I would keep it on my desk if we won that. So
I'd carry it out in the hall, hold it up over my head, and celebrate with it during passing period.
Spirit Week's been a lot of fun, wouldn't you say?
It was. It is.
Yeah.
I always love Jersey Day.
Yeah.
My Jersey Day winner was Mr. Engberg. Did you see Mr. Engberg?
No, I wasn't here yesterday.
Mr. Engberg sporting a 1976 Battle Creek Braves jersey.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
It was awesome. I saw Kate Drake wearing a rookie Michael Jordan. That was classy.
Yeah.
I had a kid down by me wearing a Red Cloud basketball jersey. I liked that. A girl down by me had a Silver Lake football jersey on. So we saw a lot of good stuff. Stuff.
We have black on today because the staff's got to represent in the color war. I think we won.
Some of us had black on.
What? You don't have black?
I do now, but I didn't really read it very well. I saw Color Day, and so I wore as many colors as I could. I wore my most outlandish shirt. I wish we'd have taken a faculty picture today. It would have been 50 people dressed like Johnny Cash and me shining bright like the sun.
Did you see shout out to Mrs. Fajardo in the paw upstairs? She had colors on it.
Have you been up there taking selfies every day?
No, but I've been looking at it on social media. She's been working on it every night. So props out to Mrs. Fajardo. She had the best jersey. I happened to run into her Walmart last night. Yeah. Even though I'm not a Cubs fan anymore, she had a real Cubs jersey with her last name on it. So major props to the debate coach.
What did the Cubs do to you, Trenner?
They hurt me. We'll just put it that way.
They traded guys you wanted?
I actually traded myself away last July on the same day. So
ouch. I didn't even know that.
I'm sore at them, and I actually refer to them as the Cubes.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna double down then and start finding out who's on the team and rooting for them.
The funny part, and then
winning anything? Are we winning?
What?
My team. If the Cubs are my team now, are we winning?
No.
Well,
but the funny part is that I'm just mad because what?
Not breaking news.
Yeah, well,
that is old news.
Mother asked, see here, just a second, I'll end this. Mother asked me how they're doing. I'm like, Mom, I haven't paid attention all year. I do not know how they're doing.
How are the Patriots doing, Trent? You used to be a big Patriots fan.
Well, I like the Patriots. They've got troubles on who's calling plays.
You chucked them.
Maybe our producer can go plays for them. But shout out to Miss Fajardo. She had a cool Adam Sandler outfit on Monday. The winner for Monday was Ingberg again. Ingberg and then the teacher next to me. Whoever the sewing teacher or whatever that's in room 118.
You got to find some names. What were they dressed as? Everybody I saw just had gym shorts and a big T-shirt on.
Yeah, that's what Adam Sandler wears now.
Opera Man.
I know.
Opera Man.
I was gonna go as the water boy and hand out water bottles, but weekend
How
got
do
a
the
little
kids
messed
even
up.
know who Adam Sandler is?
That's true. I kept asking people if they were going to make the third movie, so they stopped. So we need to get off this thing.
All right.
But tomorrow's back to the 80s day, so I have a cool surprise for tomorrow. So.
That's perfect. I dress like that every day. All right. We're to our special segment. We've been working through all the numbers, talking about the greatest Tiger ever to wear each number. We skipped last week because I was sick and it was having trouble staying upright. But I'm upright today, and I think we're on number 16, Trenner. Is that right? And you promised me you got a killer pick at 16.
Yeah, I have a killer pick at 16, but then I got the real one because yeah. So
all right. Well, I told Tate we're going to look at some of our non-picks first. I think Tate had a system, and I blew it last time. So
and I don't have any non-picks. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what he's got here.
You can go with yours.
Oh, Tren, yes, you do. Oh, that's a good one. I like Jaden Welsh, star of the 2021 state track champs in the 1600. He won the 1600, won the gold, anchored the relay that finished second and clinched the title. What a great day for the Tigers. I like that. Jaden Welsh. Wow.
The funnest part is that we actually got to watch that. It was very stressful watching the last race. It was on the new state channel, but it was fun to watch the final race. It was fun to watch that whole day.
I was following along with texts from Tate. We'd been up there day one. Ann and I went up and watched day one, but we're old. We just couldn't get back there day two. But what a great day for Coach Johnson and the Tigers. I love Jaden as a possible number 16. All right, who else do we have?
This is my first track state champion in school history. He only has one name, so it's Evans.
He ran on the 22-23 cross country teams, which won the state YMCA titles.
Yeah.
He was on there too. But Trent, he's not the first state track champion.
Is it?
No, Hastings had a state track champion all the way back to 1908.
Okay, well, I spent a lot of time looking that up, so that was pretty.
Maybe he's the first gold medalist. I think in 1908, a guy named Vreeland.
Yeah. So I was impressed that Tate found a picture. So
well,
that was my one guy. I got some other surprises, but that was the one I spent a lot of time working on.
Yeah, James Vreeland won the Class A quarter mile in 1908. 1908. But I like that. Evans is a good pick. I think I'd take Jaden over him though.
I know, but he won. But Evans won several. He won like 2 or 3 state, or was near the top of different events at state that year. So
all right, I'm gonna try to find his first name for next week. Miss Friesen helps me with those. Okay. We'll see if we can find his first name. Yeah, all right, here's my pick, Trenner. Marika Van Brocklin, who finished off the quarterfinal victory over Scott in 2004. Maybe the greatest soccer win in Tiger girls history. Of course, Bailey Petzold was the star of the shootout, stopping the highly favored Scott team. I think she made 2 or 3 saves, and then Marika put it in the back of the net to win it. Number 16, Marika Van Brocklin. She played over at UNK, a lot of soccer, was a great cross-country athlete. I tell you, she was a pretty dang good basketball athlete if I could have kept her out for that.
That's a good one.
She's my 16.
I forgot all about that one, but that's pretty cool.
Okay. For number 17, I think my pick comes first. I think we both just have our picks, but Tren says they're different. So let's see who they are. I think mine's a volleyball player. Yep. Ashley Petzold, 2003, helped take the Tigers to state. Also a heck of a basketball player too. Pretty good shooter. Of course, that's Bailey Petzold's older sister. This is kind of the Petzold show here. But Ashley's my pick at number 17. Trenner, who's Trenner at?
You're this way. Ashley was
Oh,
she was the 3-point shooter, so you couldn't leave her alone.
Yep.
This is mine.
Nice. What did the 2017 girls cross country team do?
Well, they finished 8th, which is I'm not sure it was the highest finish, but it was an impressive feat. That was when I was there. It's the only time I've gone to the state cross country meet.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. Watching Emma run, your daughter, my niece run, and your daughter. It was just a lot of fun to watch that, and that's why I chose them at 17 because that's a pretty impressive feat for those young ladies.
Yep. There's Becky Plugi, of course Chelsea Espinoza, who would win state the next year. That's Emma in the back row there. Emma did a great job out for cross country the first time. And Madison, that's Maddie over there. I can just think Madison. Why don't I have a last name? But she's a great kid, still works with us out in the field some. Tough kid. Has a great cross country team. Maybe I'm missing somebody too. I can't quite see who's next. That's a good pick for 17, Tren. All right. For 18, we only have our picks, so I think you're going first here. Who'd you pick for 18?
Pick Connor Louts, 3-time state champion. And he's been on there twice in my book. Baseball player, went out for football the last 2 years, but 3-time state champ.
Only one we've ever had 3 times.
Yeah. So that's definitely why I went with him and tied it into 2018. So
yeah, I had him at number 2.
Family.
His one of his baseball numbers. I had him at number 2. All right, here's who I have at 18.
Oh wow, yeah.
Coach Mike Simmons.
Heck of a pitcher
for both the Braves and the Chiefs. I think the producer will have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think he played on a state championship team with the Braves. Wearing number 18.
1990s.
The 1990 state champs. Of course, been a great coach for us. He's taken a swing at being head boys coach. He's been an assistant. He was an assistant for me the last couple years with the girls. Just a great coach, great with the kids, great with the X's and O's, and a heck of a right arm back in the day.
He was on that 92 basketball team that made it to the finals.
Sure.
We had the famous Cheto meter, which was a fun sign that the students came up with, and good power forward. So that's a good solid pick. I give you a lot of props for picking Coach Cheddar. So
one of the best rebounders we ever had, and was a typical rebounder, defender, dirty work guy on the basketball floor. He's my number 18. All right, number 19. I think we've got one extra. Let's see who that was. Holy cow, Mark Keister. How did I not pick Mark Keister? Do you know Mark Keister, Trenner?
Not really. He's a little before my time.
Mark Keister would have been the catcher when the Chiefs went back-to-back runners-up, I believe, in 80 and 81. The catcher and the captain, I don't know if they selected a captain. I'm telling you, this guy was the captain. He was the quarterback for the Tigers in the fall. Wore number 12 when he was quarterbacking big. I mean, you could see what a barrel chest that dude had. He was a big, strong-looking quarterback. Not great Tiger football years, but he engineered in 1980, fall of 1980, the greatest upset in Tiger history. 0-8 Tigers went over to Grand Island, a team that had never missed the playoffs, a team that was ranked number 3 in the state, a team that featured at fullback a little guy named Tom Rathman, who would play for the 49ers, and Keister and the Tigers went over and beat them 15-14.
Wow.
Keister made some big plays. Mitch Frazier made some big plays that day. I remember it was over in Grand Island, I'm sure. I remember opening up the Tribune Saturday morning just in shock. I'm in like the 6th grade. There was no way Hastings was going to go over and win that, and they did. Keister also was a basketball point guard, wore number 32 in basketball, and was on a heck of a team, 1982, with Mike Smith. Jamie Carr was young. That was a 15-16 win team for Earl Mullins. So a great athlete. He went down to university, actually, I think he went to Wichita State first, which was a big baseball power. Yeah. Went down to Wichita, transferred back to Lincoln, played a lot of catcher in Lincoln, was a really good hitter for them, like in 86, 87, had a heck of a year at the old Buck Belzer. Wow. It's going to take a lot to beat him. But I must have somebody ahead of him. Who's next, Tate? Is Tren's pick next or mine?
I might have picked the wrong year. No, Greg's
okay, it's my pick next. Okay. The only way you could beat him is with a better baseball player, Tren. Here's what I got.
Wait a minute.
I think it goes Mike Bovey. Mike Bovey, number 19.
Bovey's got 2 numbers.
You got him at another number?
Yeah, I got him in his Tiger number.
Oh, okay. Well, this is his chief number. I got him at his chief number. Mike Bovey still down at Omaha playing baseball, and I don't know anything about baseball, but I think that kid's headed for big things. What about you, Trenner?
We went down to watch him play. Mike was just fun to watch because he just did Mike Bovey type things. So it's sort of like Sammy Schmidt, one in a generation talent. The funnest thing about Bovey is we were watching him play the Huskers, and the Huskers played him on the shift. They were playing him to right field, and I turned to our producer, Tate. I thought, he's going to hit this the other way. He launched one into the corner and just blistered one right down the line for a double.
You don't mess with Mike. All right. We got to get
down to watch more games. I want to get down next spring to watch more games. He's a lot of fun. And he just made those years when they started baseball and then with the Chiefs with the regional, the heck of a run they had, getting all the way to the final Sunday and finishing in the top 3. So you can't go wrong with Bovey. Okay, just a little defense on my pick. I might have picked the wrong year.
Hold on. We got to wrap up quick, but we'll get to your – oh, there we go. I don't think Chelsea won it in 19, did she?
Yeah, no, I don't think so either now. I think I messed
it was
it up.
18. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I looked it up. I thought it was 19.
Okay, so. Maybe it's 19. I could be wrong. She was good, and she was good forever. She was out in front. I love that picture of her because there ain't nobody close. That's a great pick. She'd be a great pick for 19 too.
The thing I remember about that day is how the word spread across the building. Because you had texted me. I talked to somebody else. Somebody must have heard from Ann. And word just swept through the building. It was very cool that day.
It was a dominant performance, Tren. Yeah. It was dominant. She just went out and took the lead and took it so big that everybody in the place is like, okay, who's running for second? Because it was just over. Oh, Tren's right. It was 19. Yeah. All right.
See, you doubt me. Can we do 20?
We got to get Tate to football practice. He's got little chargers that need to get going.
Oh, I forgot. We'll save 20. 20 is a big one in my book.
All right, we're saving 20, and Tren's promising a big one. So, wow, there you go. You don't need anything else. All right, it's homecoming week, Tren. That's big. Coach Olson says the dance is always better. The girls are always prettier if you win the homecoming game, right?
I thought we weren't supposed to say that anymore.
But we're not. That's why I didn't let you say it.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
But anyway, we're getting ready to go. Get out there and support the Tigers. If you're a little kid, don't come to the north end zone because I actually want to watch the game, and go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Thanks, folks.